Hey, welcome to the Snap Mock Draft 3.0 coming at you today. Mack and Landon here to break it all down. We're going to get a little bit spicy today. We're going to factor in some trades. We haven't done any trades yet in our mock drafts.
Damn.
We can't see a draft going by without some trading, and we're excited for this one. So if you guys are new to the channel, please consider at least liking this video, and if not, subscribing at the end. You can get us on social media at snap_fantasy. Lando, number one on the board, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who are they selecting?
Trevor Lawrence, Clemson quarterback. No question.
Way to go out on a limb, man.
Going out on a limb on that one. They're not taking Zach Wilson. No one's taking Justin Fields there. Yeah. It's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and it's going to be a consistent pick. I don't think that the Jags are wavering. We've heard a lot of stuff going on about the 49ers, which we'll get to in a couple picks. Are they going to go Mac Jones or Justin Fields? What does the rhetoric say? We don't know. But look, leave us in the comments in this video. Who did your favorite team end up taking based on our selections? Did you like the pick? Did you not like the pick? Let us know down below. And if you want to have some control over Mock Draft 4.0, let us know your favorite team's ideal selection, and maybe we'll work that in. We'll do like a fan or listener or viewer-based 4.0. Number 2, the New York Jets. I think they're going Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU. We've heard nothing but this story, this song and dance. It's going to be Zach Wilson, and that sort of cemented in that the Niners were unable to trade up to 2 to get Zach Wilson. So I think the Jets want to grab him. Makes sense with the departure of Sam Darnold. They don't really have anybody else who is NFL ready at this point. So Zach Wilson seems to be it.
That's it. And the 49ers are going to go with Justin Fields. They went to his second pro day, and they are ready to take the big guy. They're not going Mac Jones this early. They're not going to trade away their future for a Mac Jones, but they will for Justin Fields, and I would too if I was a 49ers fan. I'm a big fan of this play, and I would be a big fan in fantasy football if this happens as well.
And this is not what you will hear from beat reporters, from other analysts in the industry. You're not going to hear that it's Justin Fields. You're going to see it's Mac Jones, but I can't fathom trading 3 firsts to move up and grab Mac Jones. I don't think that they need to do that. He probably would have fallen. Justin Fields makes the most sense for what was given up in our opinion. At number 4, we have our first trade.
Wow.
And we wanted to do something a little bit different. To me, it doesn't really make sense for the Atlanta Falcons at number 4 to sit there. And if, let's just say for whatever reason, Justin Fields does fall, maybe that point they take him. But we think that he'll go at 3. This makes sense for the Falcons to trade out. They're going to trade with the New England Patriots.
Wow.
They're going to move back to 15. They're going to grab like a second and maybe a future first. And New England's going to come up. They're going to grab their quarterback of the future, is going to be Trey Lance out of North Dakota State.
Trey Lance. That is a big deal. So they have a mobile quarterback right now in Cam Newton, and they get the future mobile quarterback, Trey Lance.
They have a running back in Cam Newton.
Yeah, so this is exciting for New England. Maybe if you think they would go Mac Jones, drop it in the comments below, because Trey Lance, I think, is a massive ceiling. It's an exciting pick. Maybe not everyone's pick, but I think this will be a lot of fun for the New England Patriots and their future going forward.
Mm-hmm. At number 5 last week, Landon, we dabbled with experimenting, and it felt so good with Jamar Chase being reunited with Joe Burrow. We're going to pivot off of that once again. Number 5, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals selecting
Penei Sewell. They need to protect Joe Burrow. There's no question. And I know they have a pretty good offensive tackle as it is, but Penei Sewell has the biggest ceiling in this class. Maybe they shuffle their current OT around to maybe a guard or a right tackle, whatever it might be. But I think this is the best pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then Miami. Miami is on the clock, and they need weapons for Tua Tagovailoa. Mac, who are they picking?
They're going to continue to look like the geniuses that they are through the last 2 years, and moving back from 3, they probably would have taken Jamar Chase there, but they got a future 2023 pick, first-round pick, and they're going to grab Jamar Chase at 6. They look like geniuses. He's the best receiver in this class, in our opinion. by a wide margin. So I think it's a great move for them. Number 7, the Detroit Lions. We've had a lot of comments so far from you listeners. You didn't like the Devontae Smith pick. You didn't like the Jalen Waddle pick. No wide receivers for the Detroit Lions. We are going with arguably the most talented offensive tackle in this class. It's going to be Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. Provides a lot of protection that Jared Goff is desperately going to need.
Yeah, this will be great for them, and this will be the building blocks for maybe next year the Lions taking a quarterback of the future. The Carolina Panthers are a tricky one here. They have a lot of really good options. Carolina's in a great spot to have their pick of quarterback, cornerback, tight end, but we've got them going with Christian Darris, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. Makes sense. They need to protect Sam Darnold as well, and this is one of their needs as well, Mac. Now, Denver.
And how much this draft has now changed since our first mock before Sam Darnold was moved. We had Justin Fields going to the Carolina Panthers, and we talked, maybe they'll move up and do a trade, but they paid up for Sam Darnold. They actually didn't pay up. They got a deal for Sam Darnold, and I thought it was a good move. So Christian Darrisaw there seems like a lot. It makes a lot of sense. Number 9, Denver Broncos come in. They need quarterback help. They were one of the 2 teams we thought might come up to grab a quarterback. We ultimately decided that the Patriots were the more aggressive team. We would give them the pick. But Denver is going to settle, and I say that lightly, for Mac Jones out of Alabama.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good pick. Now Dallas at number 10. This would be another opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to take one of the best offensive weapons on the board in Kyle Pitts, but we do not have them going with that. They're going to take a defensive talent in Patrick Surtain, cornerback out of Alabama. I think this makes sense for the Dallas Cowboys. Their defense really needed some help.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this offense is as potent enough as it is already. It doesn't need more. It's reliant on the health of Dak Prescott, and this defense needs to get better. So that rounds out the top 10, and it's not as offensively centered as the last couple mocks have been, and I think that's kind of how this draft kind of goes. Now, previewing picks 11 through 21, we have some notable offensive talents, but nothing out of the ordinary here. You know, we've got Devontae Smith and Devontae Smith going number 11 to the New York Giants.
This might be controversial for the New York Giants listeners out there.
Yeah, and look, like, could they have gone edge here? Could they have gone with like a Kwity Paye or Jalen Phillips? Like, absolutely. Could they have gone with a Micah Parsons? Sure. Devontae Smith is the best wide receiver on the board, arguably, and so I think that's where we went. We gave another weapon for Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones can't get it done, like I've said before, he's not going to be in the conversation for quarterback too much longer for those Giants.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles, this is not a great landing spot, especially if you're a Dallas Goddard truther. Kyle Pitts, they could not pass up that value. I would have loved to have seen Kyle Pitts fall to the Chargers, but, I mean, we can't always get what we want. So Kyle Pitts, elite tight end out of Florida. This is not a great fantasy landing spot, but another weapon for Jalen Hurts.
And the Atlanta Falcons moving back from 4 to 15, grabbing some future capital and getting the top 3 wide receiver in this class in Jalen Waddle. When you think about this receiving core now, Calvin Ridley, Jalen Waddle, Julio Jones could be really exciting for this year. I think a nice spot for Jalen Waddle to work the slot, to extend the field, do some really, really solid things. At number 21, the last pick within this window, Rashad Bateman to the Indianapolis Colts. This is a different landing spot than we've had for Rashad in the last couple drafts.
Yeah, I love this receiving core now with T.Y. Hilton and I lost his name.
Paris Campbell, Michael Pittman Jr.
This would be a really good core of wide receivers for Carson Wentz to succeed in Indianapolis and maybe put the pressure off of Jonathan Taylor. And the Tennessee Titans next. They're going to go with big wide receivers to complement A.J. Brown. We're going with Terrace Marshall, wide receiver out of LSU. This will be a phenomenal little duo to replace Corey Davis in that receiving core. Tannehill is making both these guys eat. So I think this is a really good landing spot for Terrace Marshall. Way better than the Baltimore landing spot we had before.
Oh, this is a selfish pick. We've seen in almost every mock draft, including our own, Terrace Marshall continues to fall to the Baltimore Ravens at 27. Selfishly, this is a good spot for him to go. It'd be awesome to see, A.J. Brown, who's this monster of a man, opposite, basically a shadow of himself. A carbon copy. Terrace Marshall's a big body receiver. Could be really, really fun to see both those guys working the outsides of the field. So we went Terrace Marshall to the Tennessee Titans. Rondell Moore is the next one that comes in, and this...
Oh, poor one out for one. Rondell.
Don't love the landing spot, but Baltimore just has this... I don't know, man. They have this tendency to go with the small, speedy receiver, or the running back. We've seen an undersized J.K. Dobbins who's got some speed and some flash go to the Ravens. Hollywood Brown, and take the Hollywood away from his name, but Marquise Brown, he's been nothing special, but again, smaller receiver with lots of speed. Rondell Moore fits the bill. Maybe they just got a thing for small receivers. I don't know. Rondell Moore, we haven't had him in any mocks. Wanted to get him in there.
Rondell Moore, this could be perfect for this offense. Honestly, these jet sweeps, use them all over the field. I mean, you won't need to have Lamar pass it too far downfield because he can get the ball in the slot and take it to the house. This will be a very, very fast offense. Next, we have Buffalo going with a running back, Najee Harris out of Alabama, and I hope they actually use him, and Josh Allen is not their running back one. The amount that Josh Allen passes the football is not sustainable. They get their running back one at 30. It's a pretty good value for the kind of talent that Najee Harris is, and I think we finally have an RB1 in Buffalo.
To round out the last 10, 11 picks here, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we had them kind of slotted to maybe take Liam Eichenberg or Zach Little. No. The Dolphins are going to trade up with the Buccaneers. They're going to draft Travis Etienne.
Let's go.
And grab that value, taking him away from the reuniting of him and Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville at the very next pick. So the Dolphins will continue their dominance of the draft, using their capital to their advantage, and they're going to go out and get their cornerstone running back in Travis Etienne.
Love it. Make sure you comment below where we screwed up. We're all excited for the draft, and make sure to like and subscribe for more Snap content. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.